Where was I? Oh, yes. When we last left our brave heroes, Rose was constructing a loft above John's room. No problem. Ladders seem to be a bit cheaper than stairs. Fellow John, it appears we have reached an impasse. Yes, it seems so. The opener dilemma remains unsettled, most unfortunately. It is unfortunate, I guess. What are we talking about again? But it has been a pleasure nonetheless. Thanks for the courtesy, but it's not really necessary, but thanks anyway. Oh, but thank you. Okay. Thank you so very much, dear favorable small primate. I shall take my leave now, John. Until next time. Wait, where'd all this sweet loot come from? And why is there suddenly a crumpled hat on your head? John, gather grist and examine the DesignX. Feeling especially economical with your behavior suddenly, you scoop up all the grist in the room and turn your attention to the Punch DesignX all in one fell swoop. The device features a countertop station designed with a keyboard setup, not unlike an old-fashioned computer. There's a blinking red light and a diagram etched into a panel. Huh. Rose, answer Dave. Okay, wait, hold on. Why am I getting this stupid game for you? You're the one who should be wrist deep in puppet ass. What is the specific problem? The problem is I'm up to my goddamn neck in fucking puppet dong. You know you like mannequin dick, just accept it. I am enrobed in chafing, wriggling, god-fucking-damned puppet pelvis. An obscenely long, coarse Kermit cock is being dragged across my anguished face. Let's just put this into perspective. You put up with the puppet prostate because you love it. And also, coarse is a very good word. You don't seem to harbor any sympathy for the fact that I've burrowed fuck deep into lively, fluffy Muppet buttock. I'm whirling in the terrible cyclone at the epicenter of my own personal holocaust of twitching foam noses. It's like a fucking apocalypse of perky proboscis here. Like, the proboscalypse, I guess. Are you going to start rapping about this? What? No, listen. Prong of flesh bereft of home, found solace twixt a cleft of foam. No, fuck, Jesus. Of apocalypse your thoughts eclipse. A painted pair of parted lips, that dare through kiss to stir the air, that teases tufts of orange hair, and though faces flush and lovers fits, hands snug in plush as gloves befit. Oh, okay, Dickinson, if you can shut your perfumey trap for half a second. This is serious. I'm just saying, if I see one more soft bulbous bottom being like kind of jutting out and impudent or whatever, I'm gonna fly off the handle. I'm gonna do some sort of acrobatic fucking pirouette off the handle and win like a medal or some shit. Then let's hope that there will be squishy derriere somewhere below the handle to break your fall. John, observe the card back of the first visible captcha card. You flip over the top card containing your pogo ride. Anytime you captcha something, a new code appears on the back of the card. You've always wondered what the code was for. Damn, these things are hard to read. But then you've never really found any reason to decipher them. Until now, perhaps. John, examine the reverse side of the hammer card in your stripe specipus. Looks like cards from your Strife deck have codes too. John, enter the captcha code as seen on back of the Pogo Ride card. You enter the DQMMJLEK into the keyboard, at least you think that's what the code was. The red light switches off, a green light begins to blink. John, insert your card. Huh. John, type NZ7UN6BI. In the interest of due diligence, you enter the other code and repeat the process with that card too. Both cards are now punched with different hole patterns. John, attempt to retrieve the pogo from the card. Oh, well that should just be a simple matter of... looks like it's trapped now. You don't see how you can access the item anymore, or store a new item there for that matter. These cards are pretty much useless now, and the items they contain are toast. But maybe all is not lost. Recalling from your experience with the pre-punched card, you may be able to use the cards to replicate the items in question. Assuming you got the codes right, that is. John, mash keys heedlessly. Not quite through with your cowboy empiricism just yet. You mash at the keyboard to generate a random code. You enter DSKJHSDK. The DesignX stops you after 8 characters, which appears to be the maximum length for any code. The green light goes on, signaling its readiness for a card. You figure you might as well burn the shaving cream since the product is not exactly at a premium in your household. You also figure you might as well merge the 2 cans onto one card. You're a little sad that your dad isn't around for this. You have a feeling he would get a real kick out of the idea of duplicating more shaving cream. You punch the card with a pattern that is in no way related to the code for the item it contains. This should make for an interesting experiment. Mad science is a lot of fun. Unfortunately, you just burned another card in the process. Your deck is really dwindling now. Maybe you should have thought this through a little better. On the plus side, you just freed up your PDA, which is overflowing with the pent-up chatter of anxious pesterers. Oh, was the first one? Is this a GIF? No, he's just looking in the window. And then the imp looks behind him. Oh, Jesus Christ! Bleh. John, answer your chums. Puppets! Awesome! All there is to say on the matter. Turntech Godhead changed his mood to rancorous. John, I'm about to throw a bathtub through your wall. Watch out. Wow, that was totally unnecessary. I made a shortcut upstairs. I thought it would be a good idea to get up there and try the cards as soon as possible. Also, you weren't being terribly responsive? Oh, you mean these stairs? Man, look at these shitty stairs. They're so narrow. Am I supposed to climb these? They're perfectly navigable. I'm saving on grist for now. If you keep slaying foes, collecting grist, and expanding the cash limit, we may not need to be so economical with our resources in the future. So why didn't you just build a way up through that hole in my dad's room? Have you ever been in there? No. Exactly. What? I'd rather not get sidetracked. I'm more interested in further exploring the mechanics of the game than watching you discover what sort of outlandish Harlequin decor your father keeps in his room. Oh, come on. What's the big deal? I'll just climb up and go on through. Will you? Yeah? Why not? Are you saying you've never wondered what's in there? Or why it's been kept a secret from you? Well, I mean, yeah? Then trust me, you won't be going right on through. Wait, are you saying there's something like troubling in there? I don't know. What do you mean? What do you see in there? I can't see in there. Oh. But I don't have a very good feeling about it. Pfft, whatever. I think I can handle a few more stupid clown paintings. Rose, move the punched cards to John's room. Rose, drag some Cruxite dowels up to John's room. John, collect grist and examine the safe. You swoop up the bountiful supply of grist generated by your co-player's recent exploits. From now on, it will probably go without saying that you'll nab any grist lying around without making a big fuss over it. You check out the busted safe, which has made a noble sacrifice in battle. Some of your father's odds and ends have spilled out, including some old newspaper clippings and 2 rather hefty tomes. It's a fair bet that these books comprised at least half the weight of the safe. John, examine the family tome of humor. It's another copy of Colonel Sassacre's daunting text of magical frivolity and practical japery. This one looks really old. Perhaps an original printing? Could it be the same one involved with your grandmother's unfortunate accident on that fateful day? Dad would never speak a word about it, but maybe Nana wouldn't be so tight-lipped. You give it a cursory perusal. It appears to be similar to your reprinting, listing all the japes and chicanery you've come to know and love. You captchalogue it, thinking you might give it a closer look later. John, examine the contents of the safe. Fatherly Gent's Shaving Almanac. You take a look at the other book. You're sure Dad thought this was a scintillating read, but it looks pretty boring to you. Maybe you'll crack into it someday when you're old enough to shave. Everything in the safe was obviously very important to your father. You wonder why he kept it locked away from you. Some things about him you will never understand. The Common Hornographer. Space rocks knock local burbs block off. Populace oblivious to broader significance of events, assuming there is any, which there definitely isn't. Shortly after 4 a.m. today, a downpour of meteors in a residential neighborhood became yet another instance in a pattern of recent rocky cosmological phenomena. The incident, aside from property damage and loss of life, was downplayed by the authorities as not all that big a deal. Crocker facility leveled. Meteors. It seems he's been collecting scraps from the news over the years. These articles go back decades. Monday, April 13th. John, look at a piece of paper taped to the wall. Son, if you are reading this, it means you are now strong enough to lift the safe. You are now a man. As such, you are entitled to what is inside. I know you will take this responsibility seriously. I am so proud of you. John, turn the card over. 024913. You guess this is a combination to the safe. This is completely useless. John, examine the back of captchalogue card on floor. You guess these are all zeros? Or are they capital O's? Zeros would probably make more sense for an empty card, do you think? John, captchalogue the empty card. Pew! John, enter code on back of card into DesignX. Oh, Jesus Christ. John, punch card. Wait, John, before you punch that, I was about to say, if you first took note of the code, then removed the card from the card, you could have punched the blank one. You would have only burned one card instead of two. Oh, yeah, you're right. Damn it. John, throw down hat in disgust. John, capture log the punched capture log card. Holy shit. Fucking, I feel like I'm gonna fucking die. Sweet catch. Because that launches the PDA out. What? John, take PDA. The 2-card Silodex. The inventory of dumbasses. John, level up. Ooh, he's gone up to Pesky Urchin. Nice work. Colonel Sassacre, level up for slaying the imp. The Colonel soars to the heights of his ladder, reaching the rung of one-man julep vacuum and pockets 9,550 boon dollars. Chump change for the genteel aristocratic Southern Colonel. Bathtub, level up for slaying the imp. The bathtub surges heroically and surpasses the rung Archimedes Aqua Cradle, proceeding directly to the vaunted rung Taft Jammer. The tub makes off with a cool 490 boon dollars. The tub's basin capacity remains unaffected. Safe, level up for slaying the imp. The safe was sadly slain in battle. A great flaming nautical pyre carries it off to Valhalla. John, make your way up those stairs, post-haste. You're not sure. They look pretty precarious to you. But you've been assured the stairs are perfectly navigable. Lad, scramble! Ugh! Lousy, stupid, goddamn stairs! What? What? Dave, ignore Lil Cal and find the beta. You wander over to the place where your bro keeps his sweet turntable gear. Man, that setup is really sweet. You feel pangs of jealousy whenever you walk by it. Really cool jealousy, though. Like the kind where instead of getting all worked up about it, you don't actually give a shit. One of your brother's rads and extremely expensive ninja swords is missing, though. You know this drill all too well. Trouble is brewing. Dave, take the expensive ninja sword. What sword? Dave, examine your bro's room. You approach the exit. There's something on the door you haven't noticed before. Looks like one of your bro's ironic comics he left for you to check out. What have I done? Animal, please start breathing. Oh God, please breathe. Okay, make-believe time is over. Oh God, oh God, oh God. What will Nanny do to me if she finds out? No one can ever know. I have to hide the body, but where? Think, imagination. The one time I really need you. Hello, Rolf. I want to play a game. I want to play a game. To play a game. Okay, some of the stuff you know he's just leaving around to get under your skin. This is obviously another ploy in his relentless siege of one-upsmanship to get your goat. The same goat you've been meaning to bleat like ironically, but that'll still have to wait for some more appropriate time. You think he knows that stuff deep down, like you're still not ironic enough to get stuff like this? And this is probably some weird gauntlet he's throwing down to see if you will get it. But honestly, you think this material is just a little too ironic. You just don't need to see this shit right now. Dave, go into the kitchen. No sign of bro in here either. Well, aside from the absurd quantity of awesome, dangerous stuff he leaves lying around. Dave, transfer katana to Stripe Specibus. With an escalating sense of threat, you think it's time to shift your katana to your Specibus. You figure it's better to free up the card anyway, since you might need to grab some of this stuff. Dave, set blender to mix. You guess bro stuck some fake blood capsules inside that puppet? That's pretty gross. You spot one of your bro's many webcams nearby, record the incident. It seems you may have just been an unwitting accessory to some sort of grisly puppet snuff film? You're not totally sure how you feel about that. Dave, capture log's Buster Sword from behind microwave. This might be the only thing in your whole apartment that's a bigger piece of shit than your own sword. You put it back behind the microwave where it belongs. Dave, set blender to crush ice. It's just sort of bouncing around in there. You're kind of making a mess. Dave, hide evidence in microwave. Fuck. Seems like his his hobbies are cool and all, and you guess he's got to put his shit somewhere. But what if you just wanted to heat up a burrito or something? This kitchen is pretty much useless. Dave, grab those fireworks. You capture log all the fireworks. 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 15 divided by 10 is 5. The sink has to offer. You just know these are going to come in handy. Why would they be in the sink if they weren't? Looks like one of them is still stuck in the garbage disposal. Dave, capture log shurikens. You grab the shurikens and, hey, careful where you putting this stuff. Especially if you're looking to turn your Silodex into a powder keg full of sharp things. You put the box of fireworks back into card 5 and prepare to start over card 3. Apparently. That settles that, you guess. Dave, take the nunchaku. You take the nunchaku, once again grabbing without thinking ahead. First, you capture log the box again, while adeptly avoiding the shuriken trap, which you yourself set only moments ago. You again round up all the fireworks. Time to regroup here. Dave, capture log each shuriken individually. You grab each shuriken one at a time, knocking out those nunchaku, but no worries, you've got a plan. Dave, capture log nunchucks. You take the nunchucks. 6. Everything seems to be in order now. It would have been badass to go with the authentic Japanese names for each weapon, but sometimes you just gotta compromise with this modus. Dave, examine fetch modus. You flip over your fetch modus and check out the bag. You're not really sure where it is you're keeping this thing. Ah, well, who cares. Dave, press the eject button. Oh, hell no, not after all that trouble you went through to get this stuff situated. This is potentially a very dangerous button. Dave, change to Scrabble points hash modus. First, you program your modus with a Scrabble points hash function, adding it to the list. This might be a cool function to use, but it looks like you'll have to empty your Siladex to select it. You're just not going to do that yet. No way. Dave, check the box, detect collisions. Okay. Dave, take the skateboard. And just what is this guy so happy about? What's he looking at up there? Kind of, if you see one more soft bulbous bottom being like kind of jutting out and impudent or whatever, you're gonna fly off the handle. You take the skateboard. Actually, no, you don't. A collision has been detected. You take the wheeled ride. Man, your inventory's nomenclature is getting lamer by the minute. Dave, capture log the unplugged power cord. You take the power cord. Nope, not gonna work. Think of a new word for power cord. You take the battery pack. Damn it. You take the battery pack. 9, using Y as a consonant. Your Siladex reluctantly accepts this. It's a tactic notoriously employed by hash map noobs, but you just don't care about that now. Besides, it's not like your bro is around to see it. What? What was that? Dave, search for some mad snacks, yo. It's just little Cal again. You can never stay mad at him. Anyway, you gotta get this way rude hunger under control. You figure you ought to scope the fridge for some grub. This hunger is so ill-mannered it'd make a room full of snooty dowagers commit mass suicide. Dave, open refrigerator. Oh god, more shitty swords. Of course you knew these were in here. You're not even sure why you looked. If you want to keep any food or beverages in this apartment, you've pretty much got no choice but to hide stuff away in your closet. Dave, take the swords. To hell with it. You try to take the entire jumble of unbelievably shitty swords and brace yourself for... Oh, looks like that works. 2. You capture log the jumble of unbelievably shitty swords. Dave, use the ice maker. It's still hot around here. You dispense several cherry bombs. Wait, who's that looking at you in your reflection? Where'd that little dude scamper off to this time? Dave, capture log the cherry bombs. You go for the cherry bombs, 9, unsuccessfully. After mulling it over a bit, you take the red spherical salutes, 1. Dave, take the blender. Blender is a pretty simple word. You can already tell that's not going to work. Instead, you take the whirling blade pitcher, 4. That's really a much better name for it anyway, you think. Dave, activate the garbage disposal. Dave, stuff down Mr. Purple Guy into the garbage disposal. You're still not sure what he's so happy about, or what he's looking at up there. While you're at it, you dump the contents of the blender, the whirling blade pitcher into the disposal, but you suffer an unfortunate garble disposal head jam. You notice something in the reflection, something above you. Hello, Dave. It's the hatch to the crawl space above your apartment. Bro's always tucking away in there when he's busting out his rad stealth stunts. He's so slick that dangling cord never even jostles. You just know he's being ironic with all these games, weird mind games. There's no way anyone could be serious about aping those shitty movies. Dave, use the turntables and cinder blocks to make a fort. It's a pretty sweet fort you just made, and you're pretty sure your brother would agree, under different circumstances. You might be high-fiving over it right now, but rather than get inside and take her for a spin, you really just need to get it up to get that hatch. Dave, yank the cord. It's time to face your destiny. No going back now. Oh my god. Yeah, there was pretty much no way that wasn't going to be a bunch of puppets in there. And then we have this conversation we already had. Dave, read the note on the hatch. Bro, roof, now. Bring Cal. We're doing it, man. We're making this happen.